Okay, so today's topic, we're going to be talking about Kevin Durant, the Brooklyn Nets, and Kyrie Irving as the world turns. That franchise, those players, everyone's having a new perspective of those two entities. But nevertheless, this article is coming from the New York Post that what we're going to talk about. And this article is complementing what I have been saying for the past few days about Kevin Durant wants a trade. Now, he gave his trade list. The teams he would like to be traded to is the Phoenix Suns as well as the Miami Heat, even though we went into those teams and really those teams really don't have enough to make it official on the side of the Brooklyn Nets. Yes, Kevin Durant wants to go there, but it also, the Nets has to be willing to orchestrate that trade, and those two teams really don't have a lot to give to Brooklyn that they won't. Now, the Phoenix Suns have, some contracts, some draft picks, and some players, but that's not what the Brooklyn Nets want. The Brooklyn Nets have fast forward said that they want young stars as well as draft picks. And neither the Miami Heat and the Phoenix Suns are going to be able to do that. To make matters even worse for the Brooklyn Nets, ever since they traded for Ben Simmons, there are a lot of, since they traded for Ben Simmons, there are a lot of options they're not going to be able to go to. Like, there's several players that they're going to be unable to get a trade for or a trade package if you want to send Kevin Durant to either of those ball clubs. But the New York Post article complements the narrative that I have been spewing on this channel. And the New York Post is saying that, well, if Kevin Durant wants to trade, the best possibility for Kevin Durant to get a trade out of Brooklyn is to go to the Golden State Warriors. Now, I have been fed fast telling you guys that's probably where he's going to go. The Brooklyn Nets have young players as well as draft picks that the Brooklyn Nets will be interested in. And out of all the teams, I feel in the NBA, I feel like the Brooklyn Nets have the best package that will please the Brooklyn Nets organization, the GM, the ownership, and it will make Kevin Durant happy. Now, Kevin Durant will have to he will have to get an understanding with the front office and the coaching staff and I think him and Draymond Green has patched things up. So Kevin Durant will be intrigued as far as going back to the Golden State Warriors. Now, Golden State Warriors are going to give up on a lot of players that helped them get the title this year, okay? But they will be getting an all-star, someone who's familiar with their organization, familiar with their system, and that is KD. Now, I've told you guys that's probably the biggest team I can, the best chance for a team to get a trade for Kevin Durant. I also told you guys the second chance for Kevin Durant to lead the Brooklyn Nets is the Toronto Raptors, but the Toronto Raptors are going to be giving up so much, and Kevin Durant's going to be looking at himself going like, wait a minute, you're going to give up all that for me. I'm going to be going to the Toronto Raptors, and it'll just be KD and what's left. All right. Plus, you have no future in front of you. And that'd be pretty much the same situation you are with Brooklyn. But Brooklyn has better pieces than the Toronto Raptors if the Toronto Raptors want to give up just about everything to get Kevin Durant. Now, I told you there was a second option. If it's not the Golden State Warriors or the Toronto Raptors, I told you guys, and I've been on this narrative, it would not surprise me if Kevin Durant just stays in Brooklyn. And maybe because why Kevin Durant has gone dark, hasn't really talked to anyone, and probably asked for a trade on the day Kyrie Irving signs in to that player option with the Brooklyn Nets. So it may be a coinkydink, but I feel like one thing definitely has something to do with the other. And there might be a possibility where Kevin Durant will stay in Brooklyn. So if you look at those options, clearly the best option of the two between the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors, obviously the Golden State Warriors, because they'll still have some pieces. They'll still have Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. You'll still have that core there with KD, and what else is left after you give up on Poole, Kuminga, and I forgot the big man that was out all last year. You're definitely going to be giving up on him, as well as draft picks. You're not going to be able to, and the Golden State Warriors have been developing and drafting very well for the past several years, so you're going to have to give up on that aspect. But you're going to be giving up on all that. You already done lost. Gary Payton, the Gary Payton's son. You already done lost him to another team because he signed a free agent deal where he would get more money. So, yes, you'll be getting KD, but you will really be cutting that roster in half. A lot of those players help you get to where you are at, which is winning the NBA title. So, and if you look at Toronto will have to give up all their draft picks and players that they have been developing and cultivating and getting from the draft, players that want to be in Toronto, by the way, and it'll be KD and whatever's left. And will whatever left with KD be enough to beat the Miami Heats of the world? Okay, beat the Miami Heat, beat the Milwaukee Bucks, beat the Boston Celtics. I don't think that's going to be enough. It'll be a tall task if he just stays in Brooklyn with 1 year of Kyrie. Then you got Ben Simmons, you got Steph Curry, and a cast of other players. Your chances increase, but do you still have enough to beat those teams? If he goes to the Golden State Warriors, it's not going to be an easy ride, because guess what? Everyone else in the West gotten better. The Phoenix Suns, even though they have gotten better. The Minnesota Timberwolves have gotten better. Okay, so even though the Lakers are still the same thing what they had last year, and if you look at the Clippers with the added of John Wall, they gotten better as well. So there's a lot of teams in the West that have gotten better. If he goes back to Golden State Warriors, it's not going to be a foregone conclusion. It's not going to be a cakewalk like the first time around when they got Kevin Durant, but they still will be the second. They'll still be in the top 3 of best teams that's going to make it to the NBA Finals, and they may repeat with Kevin Durant. All right, but I feel like the only 2 places I can see Kevin Durant is, and I've been saying and I've been spewing this narrative ever on day one on this channel, is I can see a scenario where Kevin Durant goes back to Brooklyn, give it one more try. Or go back or get a trade to the Golden State Warriors, because even though the Golden State Warriors have enough to complete a package, but they will have to give up on their draft picks. It will make the Brooklyn Nets happy, their ownership, the GM. I don't know too much of the fans. They may not be happy with this. But if they do trade Kevin Durant to Golden State Warriors, it's just a foregone conclusion that Kyrie Irving, either he's going to play the year or just stay at home, or they're going to try to orchestrate a trade to get him out of the organization. But his destination, he wants to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. I really don't see a scenario where Kyrie Irving goes to the Los Angeles Lakers on a trade or a sign-in trade. He will have to go to the Los Angeles Lakers next season. And whatever the Los Angeles Lakers have, he'll have to go for a 1-year deal. So it'll be the best interest of Kyrie Irving. If he wants, I'll be honest with you, he should stay where he's at, compete, be on his best behavior. And there's going to be teams, including the Brooklyn Nets, if he reaches his apex, that is willing to give him a max contract. But for all that to happen, of course, Kevin Durant will have to stay with the Brooklyn Nets for that to happen. If Kevin Durant, but that's why I've been saying, I believe Kevin Durant is going to stay with Brooklyn. He's going to give this one more chance. He wants to play alongside Ben Simmons, sees how that materializes. He also wants to give Kyrie Irving the opportunity to play for a contract. Kyrie Irving's going to be on his best behavior. You're going to get the very best version of Kyrie Irving. So the Brooklyn Nets are going to be happy. NBA fans are going to be happy. And even Kyrie Irving is going to be happy because if Kyrie Irving have a phenomenal season next season, of course, there's going to be a bidding war for him. Well, he'll become a free agent, and a lot of teams will move heaven and hell to get Kyrie Irving. That includes the Brooklyn Nets. So, yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. Tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Deuces.